Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Ebunlomo Adekunle in a major story. Suicide bomber strikes Potiskum in Yobe State. Kills 5, injures 35 others. All Progressives Congress candidate Muhammadu Buhari dismisses cancer report, says he is fit as a fiddle. The Unity Party of Nigeria says it did not endorse President Goodluck Jonathan or any other candidate. And outside Nigeria, prosecutors in Belgium are asking for the extradition of a suspect from Greece over Islamist plot against Belgian police. A suicide bomber on Sunday morning struck at a roadside motor park in Potiskum, south of Yobe State, killing 5 persons, including himself. An eyewitness at the scene says the bomber came disguised as a passenger and boarded a Vectra Opel car with 4 other passengers before blowing himself off with the passengers. Yobe State Police Commissioner Danladi Marcos confirmed that the bomber drove in a Honda car in front of some vehicles conveying passengers before reversing to hit other cars to trigger the explosion. Speaking on the situation in Potiskum, the CP said the people are going about their normal businesses in Potiskum, with the city fast becoming a hotbed of suicide bombings. This is the latest in the series of suicide bomb blasts that has hit Potiskum in recent times. The police in Cameroon say suspected Boko Haram members have kidnapped at least 60 people in a new attack in northern Cameroon. An unknown number of people were also killed when the insurgents attacked 2 villages in Turao area. Government officials added that the army has launched an operation against the insurgents. The kidnapping is the biggest in Cameroon and comes few weeks after Boko Haram staged a series of attacks in the country. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, insists that he has no health concerns that will make him abandon his campaigns for medical treatment abroad. He also described claims that he has prostate cancer as signs of desperation from a party that has nothing to offer Nigerians. Buhari was speaking to newsmen shortly after a strategy meeting at the Rivers Gardeners Lodge in Abuja.
Who is representing Vanguard here?
It's not here.
I see. Okay. Well, they said I have jet out, you know, for medical treatment. And here, yesterday I was in 2 states. Tomorrow I'm going to be in 2 states. The day after tomorrow in 2 more states. I'm doing 2 states by day. How they got the impression that I was, I don't know. Of course, I got cold and. That didn't stop me going through my schedules.
So I want to address the fake documents flying around about state of your health. Those fake documents.
Well, desperation. I don't know this desperation of the issues we are telling Nigerians is a question of corruption in this country. For the last 16 years, PDP has destroyed this country literally. This is the issue. What has got to do with that when I'm in the field on daily basis? And documents have been put in the papers, on the Twitter, that in ABU there are people, and ABU said they have forged documents. So this desperation, in fact, is beyond my understanding.
Yes, and we also want to react to the issue of your certificate.
Your Excellency, how would you describe your state of health in one word?
Well, how old are you?
50.
Just tell me.
50.
50. I'm telling you, if we go to the field, you wouldn't last. You wouldn't last the time I would last in the field.
Thank you very much.
Presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress APC, Muhammadu Buhari, on Saturday in Jos, Plateau State, says corruption has crippled the armed forces in the war against Boko Haram terrorists. Buhari, who was in the state in continuation of his campaigns for the February 14th presidential election, declared that if he is elected, every revenue coming into the nation's coffers will be used to develop the country, while funds budgeted for defense will be used to equip the forces. The report.
Buhari, while speaking, lamented the falling standard in the education sector, saying schools in Nigeria no longer turn out competent graduates, infrastructure is gone, salary of teachers are no longer paid regularly, and that the best that can be done for this generation is to put in the best into our educational system. Concluding, once the youths get the best education, they will be able to take care of themselves.
No equipment. Teachers are not paid regularly. And we know the best we can do with any generation is to give them education.
Buhari added that all he has been preaching around the country is that the APC is out to break the vicious cycle of corruption and insecurity that has plagued the country under the PDP-led government.
Of what we have been saying in other states, the APC is determined to break the vicious cycle of insecurity, lack of jobs, and the corruption in this country. What is happening in the northeast and the rest of the country is not acceptable. The unemployment of you, most of you here, more than 60% of Nigerian youth.
While speaking on the significance of the mammoth crowd that came out to welcome Buhari, John Shagaya, the APC candidate of the Plateau South Senatorial Zone, said it shows that Plateau people are tired of injustice of the PDP administration in the state, while Alex Kwanyo, state campaign DG for the party, also called on the people to join the train.
Insecurity was the first statement he made, and corruption, which we have here, and then promise jobs. Jobs means you boost the economy and other factors that lead to boosting the economy. So, the message we take is that we'll be more secure. We have suffered deaths, despite of the fact that we have a governor who is from an environment people continue to die and lose their homes. So I think the message he has given to us is that our lives will be secure very soon. And we are assured of good governance.
Thank you very much.
In the last few years is because of the sudden emergence of the government of PDP that was preaching the religious hatred among the citizenry. Now there is a unity of purpose. So my belief is that we've come to accept that the wind of change is now blowing in Nigeria and that Plateau cannot be left out of that trend of APC.
He also called on the people to remember who has failed them in the areas of security and employment.
On the other side of the divide, the People's Democratic Party is demanding full disclosure on the health status of Muhammadu Buhari. It also wants the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress to take a brisk walk or jog around the stadium before his campaign rally. Spokesman for the PDP Campaign Council, Femi Fani Kayode, said in a statement issued in Abuja that Nigerians deserve to know the truth before they go to the polls on February 14th. He argued that it is only Buhari that can address the issue of his health status rather than the party or the campaign team speaking for him. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has accused the People's Democratic Party of circulating a scam medical report on retired General Buhari. Spokesman for the party's presidential campaign team, Garba Shehu, said in a statement that it was shameful that PDP threw all cautions to the wind in a bid to fool Nigerians. It particularly wants Nigerians to note the errors on the letterhead paper conveying the purported medical report, which wrongly identifies the institution as Ahmadu Bello Teaching Hospital instead of Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, ABOTH, as the Zaria-based teaching hospital is known. APC also claimed that the information on the fake report emanated from the Facebook handle of one of Governor Ayofayoshe's aides. Former Federal Commissioner of Information and Ijaw leader Edward Clark has accused the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Adamu Muazu, of misinforming President Goodluck Jonathan on issues concerning the party. Clark scoffed at Muazu for imposing a former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nuhu Ribadu, on the ruling party in Adamawa State as its governorship candidate. He said Muazu misinformed the president on the alleged popularity of the former chairman of the Anti-Graft Commission. Clark, who was speaking to members of the Northern Youth's Vanguard in Abuja, called on youth in the country to deny old men the opportunity to rule by voting for young and educated candidates in next month's general elections. He particularly urged them not to vote for 73-year-old presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, who he said is close to his departure lounge. It's still the CoreTV Primetime News. We'll be back after this timeout with more stories. Don't go away.
Do not deface public property. Do the right thing. Let's change the way we think.
Thank you for being there. And if you're just joining us, here is a reminder of our major stories. Suicide bomber strikes participant in Yobe State, kills 5, injures 35 others. All Progressives Congress candidate Muhammadu Buhari dismisses cancer report, says is fit as a fiddle. The Unity Party of Nigeria says it will not endorse President Goodluck Jonathan or any candidate. And for more news and other information, you can visit a social media platform. On Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV with a space, then news. With less than a month to the February elections, the People's Democratic Party has accused Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole of financial recklessness. State PDP Chairman Dan Obi, who spoke at a campaign rally in Edo South Senatorial District, alleged Governor Oshiomhole of wasting about 200 million naira for Christmas alone. Our correspondent has more in this report.
This is a campaign rally of the PDP in Ovia Northeast and Ovia Southwest local government area of the state, with many powerful faithful, leaders, supporters, and various aspiring candidates on hand. It represents a perfect opportunity for a drive by the state governor, Adams Oshiomhole. Dan Obi, state PDP chairman, did not mince words. He urged the people of the state to vote against financial recklessness, which the APC represents, presenting vouchers allegedly used by the state government to chants from the crowd.
Government will come, government will go, but Edo State will remain. Adams Oshiomhole is not the first governor in Edo State, and he will not be the last in Edo State. But we pray and we believe with your support, it will be the last time APC people will occupy that government.
He says a vote for his party will lead the state to prosperity.
When you vote the PDP members into the State House of Assembly, you will be voting men and women who will go there not only to represent you, but to ensure that the present plan by Adams Oshiomhole's government to sack 9,000 teachers will never come to fruition.
The rally was also used to present the party's candidates to the people in the senatorial district.
Former Minister of Sports Samaila Sambawa says there is no truth in reports suggesting that he has dumped the People's Democratic Party. He says he would not bow to any amount of inducement aimed at luring him out of the party. Sambawa, in a statement in Abuja, says he remains committed to working for the success of the PDP in the forthcoming general elections. He says he does not have any reason to ditch a political party that created for him the platform upon which he has tested and enjoyed the support of his political followers. He also assured his supporters and party faithful of his unalloyed support and commitment to the success of the party at the general elections. Rivers State government has condemned the threat by the People's Democratic Party in the state to forcefully enter the Adokie Amesi Market Stadium, Port Harcourt, for its presidential rally. The state government had reportedly refused to approve the state's PDP's application to be allowed to use the stadium for the event, maintaining that the facility is still under construction. The All Progressives Congress in the state and the PDP have been at daggers drawn over the opposition party's insistence that it must use the stadium for its rally. PDP had argued that since the APC had used the stadium for its presidential campaign, nothing should stop the state's government from approving its own application too. But a statement by the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Ibim Nitari, in Port Harcourt on Sunday indicated that the stadium is still under construction. A socio-cultural group in Kaduna, the Southern Kaduna People's Union, has split into two groups over Governor Mukhtar Yero. The leader of the group opposed to the governor's candidacy, Mark Kure, said at the weekend that he would not have the vote because of his inability to tackle insecurity in the zone. The other group, believed to be strongly in support of Yero's re-election bid, also organized the youth summit in Kafanchan to drum up support for the governor. The youth leader, Sebastian Lucas, said the summit was meant to discuss political direction of Southern Kaduna people, but also short the ruling party of block votes. Oyo State Governor and governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the governorship election on 28th February, Abiola Ajimobi, has charged residents to reward his good performance in the past 4 years by voting him for another 4 years. Ajimobi stated that residents should not be deceived by the opposition parties, whom he described as power-hungry and has no interest of the masses at heart. It took time to recount his achievements in the last 4 years to the mammoth crowd of supporters gathered in front of the ancient Mapo Hall with the promise of a better performance. Omotayalo was at the flag of campaign of the APC governorship candidate in Ibadan and brought back this report.
The campaign flag of Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi attracted this crowd of people, despite the uncomfortable situation of waiting under the scorching sun, rather than being daunted just to enjoy every bit of time the campaign lasted. Party leaders of the All Progressives Congress took their turns in addressing the crowd of supporters in the Yoruba dialect, with the crowd responding with rapt attention. For the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, whose arrival was greeted with a loud ovation, he made a plea to residents of Oyo to vote APC in all the elections that will be conducted in the state. Without mincing words, he said the PDP has no good plan for the country other than to loot its treasury.
The last 4 years, you can see flyover. You can see Nigeria water walk. You can see new schools. You can see new markets. You can see the road. You can see Agodi Garden. I want to be romantic and go to Aweogo River Garden.
Taking his time to address his supporters on the myriads of criticisms that has been made against his administration, Ajimobi says busybodies can keep complaining about what they have no knowledge of, adding that he would not be distracted by the activities of layabouts.
I've done better than all of them in our various callings, whether in the corporate world, whether in our chosen profession, whether in experience, whether in achievement. I'm better than them, and I've defeated them before. I'll defeat them again.
The campaign also saw a session of voter sensitization to educate supporters on the best way to cast votes, eliminating every form of rigging and manipulation ahead of the February polls. Omotayalo, CoreTV News, Ibadan.
In the same vein, Osun State Governor Rauf Aragbeshola has urged Nigerians to vote out the People's Democratic Party at all levels in the coming election, while accusing the party of corruption at the expense of making life difficult for the ordinary Nigerian citizen. While speaking on the sidelines of the campaign flag-off of Oyo State's Governor Abiola Ajimobi, Aragbeshola added that the money from the Shopee Fund and the revenue from oil itself has been expended for the selfish cause of the ruling government, charging citizens to put a stop to such by voting in the All Progressives Congress, a party it describes as having zero tolerance for corruption.
The difference goes to fattening the cow of PDP and providing money for TAN for his campaign. Nigerian people are thus exploited, and the returns from the exploitation goes to either meet the campaign of PDP, either oil their campaign machinery, or line the pocket of PDP.
The Abubakar Manzo-led faction of the Unity Party of Nigeria has dissociated itself from the purported endorsement of President Goodluck Jonathan by its suspended chairman Frederick Fashion. Manzo, who led the national executive of the party to a press conference at the party's national headquarters in Abuja on Sunday, says the need to put the record straight is behind the press conference. It says the party has not endorsed the president or any other candidate for the February 14th presidential election. The acting national chairman of the party noted that the convention convened by Fasho in Lagos on Friday, January 9th, was in the first place illegal and all actions taken therein were a nullity. The party says in a clear departure from what is happening in several political parties, the UPN is not contesting the presidential election, but that it will be fielding candidates for the governorship and other levels in the elections. The party says the idea behind the decision is to give Nigerians a template of good governance in the states that will fall under the party's control next month. Abubakar also expressed gratitude to the Independent National Electoral Commission for duly annulling the Kangaroo Convention organized in Lagos by the suspended national chairman. The Independent National Electoral Commission says the alleged mass theft of permanent voter cards by politicians in Borno will not affect the conduct of next month's general elections. The People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress have been pointing accusing fingers at each other for the alleged theft of the PVCs. Borno INEC resident electoral commissioner Tukur Saad, while speaking in Maiduguri, says the alleged theft would add no advantage to the perpetrators. He says stealing or hijacking PVCs would not give added advantage to any political party during the elections. He, however, advised individuals whose PVCs are missing to exercise patience or take part in the continuous voter registration to get captured for the polls. He also admitted that some polling units in the state are not presented with PVCs due to technical hitch. Ekiti State is again witness to more drama as the general elections approach, with yet another alarm raised to an assassination attempt on a member of the House of Representatives from the All Progressives Congress. Ife Arowoshoge says the state government is behind an alleged attempt on his life, with the police saying it was nothing but an attempted robbery that was foiled. The state government has also described the allegation as baseless. Rashid has more in this report.
In the second assassination attempt claim coming from chieftains of the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State, the political circles seem to be at a crossroad. First to make the claim was Adewale Omirin, who is battling to retain his position as Speaker of the State House of Assembly. But this time, Ife Arowoshoge, a member of the House of Representatives representing Ekiti South Federal Constituency 1, on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, relives how his house was vandalized in what he says is an assassination attempt. He also pointed accusing fingers at the PDP-led Ekiti State government, just as the police command dismissed the attack as a foiled armed robbery case.
It was pure plan of assassination against me, and I believe strongly it is being carried out by the ruling party.
The government will never do that. Besides that, who is Ife Arowoshoge? Is very, very inconsequential in Ekiti politics. He's somebody that should not be taken serious. We see, by the way, that anybody can be looking after him.
It wasn't an assassination attempt. Rather, it was a foiled armed robbery attack.
Arowoshoge says the state government is out to wipe out the opposition, something Adelusi describes as untrue.
This is not the first time it is happening now. It happened to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Dr. Muni, recently, just about 3 weeks ago. It has also happened to 2 members of the House of Assembly. They caught them in their homes.
If anybody has attacked his house, like I said earlier, let him go and let him take his case to the police and stop making wide allegations.
Arowoshoge, however, pleads with the police and the state government to put a stop to the attacks, but the police promised to do a thorough investigation of the claim.
I want to plead with the Commissioner of Police to do that which he's supposed to do, and that is protection of life and property. And the Chief Security Officer of this state is no other person than the governor.
The government that you have accused of sending suspect to you, and you are now asking the government to come to your rescue, you see, it appears that he doesn't know what he's saying.
Suspects were arrested, and 4 of those 11 were found to be part of the people that escaped from the Adekiti prison that was broken sometimes last year. We have established that. We've commenced investigation into this case.
With the general elections just weeks away, Ekiti State will no doubt be a source of more drama as the jostling becomes fierce. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Foreign Affairs Minister Aminu Wali has summoned the Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria to register Nigeria's protest over the execution by firing squad of 2 Nigerians, Solomon Okafor, alias Namauna Dennis, and Daniel Enemu, alias Diarasobe Mamadou, by the Indonesian government. The Nigerians were executed for drug offences at the island of Nusa Kambangu in Cilacap, Central Java Province, despite appeals by the federal government. Also executed with them were 2 women, one from Indonesia and Vietnam, 2 Brazilians and 1 Dutch national. A statement on Sunday in Abuja by the Director, Public Communication Division, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ogbole Ameduode, said the executions went ahead despite persistent pleas for clemency made by the federal government, including the National Assembly. The government expressed its sympathy and condolences to the families of the deceased and also appealed to Nigerians to desist from drug trafficking, which attracts the capital punishment in Indonesia and in many other countries around the world. The federal government, however, says it will continue to engage the Indonesian authorities to negotiate and conclude a prisoner transfer agreement that may enable other convicted Nigerians return home to serve their prison terms. And now we'll take another break to return with business, sports and other stories from outside Nigeria. Please stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
And now to business. Foreign exchange market is the most liquid, financial and lucrative market in the world. At the 2015 edition of the Forex Summit, which brought stakeholders, regulators and chief players together, which is aimed at putting structures in place and create more values for players in Nigeria, the convener of the event highlighted some basic facts on what needs to be done about the Forex market, blaming it on the devaluation of the Naira.
Forex market is not doing very well because Naira is at an all-time low like it's never been before. It's affecting the markets, importers, consumers alike. The biggest winners are the speculators, right? I honestly feel that we should have a stable currency. We have to focus on short selling, transparency. Number 2, we have to focus on capital controls for our stock markets. And that's the only way I believe that we can stabilize the fluctuations that we see when there is, for example, the crude oil shock and oil companies are pulling their funds and investors who constitute 30% of the volume of the markets are pulling their monies away. And the banking sector lost $263 billion in 1 week. Consists of 4 primary areas: regulation, infrastructure, skills, and volume. These are 4 critical areas we believe primary to the success of the industry in Nigeria and in Africa. So our basic aim is to encourage the government to build regulatory structures that will help to build infrastructure.
Other players in the industry spoke on the rules of trading to survive in the industry.
We need to build structures. We need to build capacity. We need to increase customer base. When oil prices start dropping, then we should expect that definitely there's going to be a speculative attack on the Naira in the first place. The foreign investors who are hedge fund dealers are definitely going to move out their funds. 2 rules of trading in the forex market, and if you want to be successful. And the first rule is to ensure that you trade with very small percentage of your account. That's the first rule. The second rule is to ensure that you don't lose up to 25% of your account. The market remains. Don't be too greedy.
We'll take another short break and we'll return with the story from the sporting world. Much had been made of Arsenal's inability to beat the big clubs in the top flight ahead of Sunday's encounter with Manchester City at the Etihad, but Arsene Wenger's side proved they are no soft touch, with an impressive display to consign City to first defeat in 15 games. Santi Cazorla opened the scoring from the penalty spot in the first half after returning City captain Vincent Kompany was adjudged to have blocked off Nacho Monreal. City, who also welcomed back leading scorer Sergio Aguero into the starting lineup, were devoid of ideas going forward in the first half, but were far more threatening after the break. The defending champions were unable to pull off a fight back, though, and there was no way back when Cazorla turned provider with a free kick that was headed home by Olivier Giroud. Defeat for City was their second at home in the league this season and a first loss since back in November, ensured Manuel Pellegrini's side remain 5 points behind leaders Chelsea, with the two teams set to face each other next in the Premier League. Arsenal have now won 5 of their last 6 games and leapfrog arch rivals Tottenham into 5th place. Cameroon's keeper Stephen Mbia says the absence of Samuel Eto'o from this year's Africa Cup of Nations is a blow for the whole continent as the indomitable Lions prepare for their opening game of the 2015 finals. The 4-time African Player of the Year, now 33, has enjoyed a glittering career, winning the UEFA Champions League 3 times and forming part of the Cameroon sides that lifted the Cup of Nations in 2000 and 2002. They have not won the continental title since, coming closest in 2008 when they were beaten by Egypt in the final. Volkan Vince's rejuvenated side have been tipped to do well at this year's tournament in Equatorial Guinea, but Mbia said he will settle for an encouraging showing with one eye on 2019, when Cameroon will host the competition for the first time since 1972.
We're in the final stretch to try to recover and think about the match against Mali. That is very important. Everything from here is a bonus. The Cameroon team has been rebuilt and we are going to prepare very well for this final phase, as it is important for our country and for us as players. We will take it one match at a time. The most important is 2019, preparing for the Africa Cup of Nations that we'll be hosting. I am the link between the manager and the teammates. The most important is the morale of the team, and I think the manager has been able to impose his choices and his discipline and made us think about the years to come. I am a bit disappointed to not be able to play the first match, and I don't think the work has been done. I don't want to make an issue out of this. I think the most important is that I can recover and support my team in this first match against Mali. He's a brilliant player and he will be missed. His lifestyle wasn't always accepted. We spent time together and my teammates too, and I think we will miss him a lot. The climate isn't very different to Gabon, almost the same. It's hot and a bit humid. So after 9 days preparing in Gabon, I think we're ready for this sort of weather.
And that's it on sport outside Nigeria. Prosecutors in Belgium say they are asking Greece to extradite one of the suspects arrested there over a possible link with the alleged Islamist plot against Belgian police. The statement came hours after Belgium dismissed there was a connection, but the Federal Prosecutor's Office now says further analysis had prompted the latest request to Athens. It is not clear if the detainee sought is the one that was originally said to match the description of Abdulhamid Abadal, the alleged leader of the cell reportedly planning to kill police officers. More than 20 people have been arrested in Belgium, France and Germany. And that's it on CoreTV Primetime News tonight. But before we go, a recap of our major stories. Reported that suicide bomber struck Patiskum in Yobe State, killed 5 and injured 35 others. We also reported that the All Progressives Congress candidate Muhammadu Buhari has dismissed cancer report. It said he is as fit as a fiddle. Finally, the Unity Party of Nigeria dismissed it did not endorse President Goodluck Jonathan or any candidate. And that's it for tonight. On behalf of the entire news crew, I am Ebulomo Adekunle wishing you a pleasant night rest.